What I've got going on here is I've got to make a lacrosse net for a guy. Now, I don't know anything about lacrosse, but in giving him a price to make this net, and in talking to him, this net is used for box lacrosse, and I have no idea what the hell box lacrosse is, but it's different than a regulation net for like outdoor lacrosse. I'm assuming box lacrosse might be indoors. Again, I don't really know, but anyways. So a box lacrosse net is 4 by 4 by 4. It's got a 4 by 4 foot opening, and then so it's going to be like a box frame, like that, and then the bottom is open, and what you have is on the bottom, you have off of the bottom 2 pieces that go back in a triangular shape, so they're going to be a little bit longer than 4 feet, because it's 4 feet from the front to the back. So these pieces, if it was a 45-degree angle, would be what? Maybe 5'4" or something. I'm not sure. But anyways, that's what I'm doing. So what I'm going to do is on the top, so like that's a side post and side post, I'm going to miter these things at 45 degrees and put the top across at 45 degrees. Now I'm going to leave the bottom like that, and what I would do, the posts that go into it, I'm going to notch them. I'll use a hole saw and notch the pipe so that the pipe actually fits around it, and then bevel. So this would be this junction, and this junction would be a notch, and I'll do the same thing with the 45. Now it might not be exactly a 45-degree angle, but when I get to that point, I'll figure out exactly what the angle is and then cut the 2 pieces to correspond to that angle. But anyways, hopefully you can see that. Yeah, you can see that. But anyways, I'll bring it back. I've already cut these 4-foot pieces out on the bandsaw, and I just got to miter 4 sides of it. I'll bring it back. I'm going to insert this into between the 2 clips just to let you know what I did. Is the first clip, as you just saw, was me telling you what I was going to be doing, building a lacrosse net frame, and showing you the pieces that I had done, cut out for it. The next clip is going to be of it put together, the frame put together. There's going to be more to it than just the frame being put together. But the reason why I kind of did this, and I did this on purpose, I didn't film any of it because I didn't think, I mean, you've seen me weld before and cut stuff before, and I'm not really sure if you wanted to see it. So I just kind of skipped the part of me cutting miters on the pieces, or coping the joints, notching the joints in, and you've seen me do it before. Now, so I've left that out, and I'm going to go to the next clip is going to be where the frame is kind of together, and I explain how I did it and what I did. If for some reason you guys want to see this in the future, just kind of leave a comment, let me know, and I will also add that stuff into it. Here's that lacrosse net. Got a little carried away in where what I did is I mitered these upper joints here. This one and this one, I mitered that one. Down there, what I did is cut a notch out of it and butted the pipe up against it. So the leg goes straight down, and the angled piece is notched. It's notched there, mitered back there. But I got a little carried away. I put primer over this exposed metal, But I still got to weld that net attachment rod onto the back. There's a rod that goes along the back of this, down the back of the legs, and across the top of the angled supports to tie the net to. So, but I'll bring it back for that. Let me show you what I did on this lacrosse net. I had this 1/4 inch bar. It's just plain bar stock laying around. So what I did is I bent it to fit the upper frame of the rack. And what I'm doing is cutting small pieces of rod. Now it happens to be 3/8 all thread rod, an old piece that I had laying around, and use that for the spacer to keep it up off of it, so that they can tie the net to it. So I'm just going to continue on with that. I'm not going to stick that rod in. I'm cutting it in 3/4 inch lengths, and I'm not going to stick it in the power hacksaw to do that. So I'm just kind of cutting it by hand, and then I'll tack it on and then weld it out. But I'll show you a little bit of me cutting it by hand. Not many people cut stuff with a hacksaw anymore. When I first got into the sprinkler industry, we didn't have power hacksaws, and some of our pipe was hung with 7/8 and 1 inch all thread rod, and I used to have to cut it. We used a tripod. We didn't use a bench vise. We put it in a tripod, and always cut it with a hacksaw. That's how we cut all of our rods. So I'm kind of used to doing it. There's probably people out there that have never done it before, but I'll bring you back. When we used to do this, we used to use a half-round bastard file and fix the threads, but a lot of times if you got used to doing it right, you wouldn't even have to file the threads to get them started. Listen for that sound of gets that high-pitched sound when it's about ready to cut through. But I'll bring it back. I have to cut some more rods, but I'll bring you back. I'm just shooting this. I've got this red paint on it. That's what the guy wanted it painted, was red. But anyways, there's what it's going to look like when it's done. Now, I kind of ran out of primer and red paint, so I'll have to go out and get some. But anyways, that's what it's going to look like when it's done. And I'm just going to end this video series here. So, I'll bring you back.